Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If we've never met before, my name is Michael. I go by the Brooks Brother, and this is my YouTube channel. I say this at the beginning of every video that I upload on this platform, but it's been a while. It's been a really long while. I haven't used this platform in a long time, and I really just want to get back into it. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me. I am going to an event this evening. I just wanted to document my getting ready process. I actually did a couple of these last year. I filmed a couple get ready with me videos, and they were intended for TikTok, so they needed to be quite a bit shorter than what I'm used to for Get Ready With Me. I think it's obvious, but I like to talk, and I don't do a lot of that on the internet anymore. So I kind of want to just come back to that and come back to like a longer form video. If you're here, that's probably why you're looking for longer videos. And so if that's the case, you come to the right spot, because this will probably be a chatty one. If you want to follow along with my getting ready process, just keep watching. My brows are already done with Got To Be Glued hair gel. My skin is already prepped. I use Hydrovisor moisturizer from Fenty Skin. I already have lashes on, and these are extensions. They're done by my friend Trinity. Shout out to you, Trinity. Thank you for the lashes. So I'm gonna zoom you in because I'm gonna do my eyes first. So the first thing that I want to do is get a base down on my eyes. I'm gonna use these eye wands from Vive. They're like an eyeshadow stick, but they make a really great base for powder eyeshadows. On the inner corner, I'm gonna use sand, and on the outer corner, I'm gonna use camel. No, I'm gonna use hazelnut. Okay, so my camera battery died. I'm off to a great start, but I did this eye and it didn't save for some reason. So I'm just gonna show you what I did on this eye, So basically I used sand and I popped it on the inner corner here, and then with a fluffy brush, I blended it to about halfway across my lid. And now that that's done, I'm gonna use hazelnut, the darker of the two, and I'm gonna put that on the outer half of my eye. From the lash line up to like the crease. Well, slightly above the crease. Just kind of like that. It doesn't need to be neat at all. And then I'm just using the same fluffy brush and I'm blending the edges. I blended it quite high up, almost like right into my brow. And I also wanted to blend the two together where they meet so that they overlap and kind of blend together. I might actually add a little bit more. I'm gonna extend that out, like I always do. Now I'm going back with sand, and I'm just putting a little bit of that at the brow bone and just blending it straight across. Not blending it down this way, but like out. Next, what I want to do is powder eyeshadows. This is the Ultimate Vintage Jean Baby palette from NYX. You can see the colors in here. I did some paid work with NYX. This is one of the palettes that was featured. These shadows are just really, really nice quality. I really, really like them. I'm gonna go to this brown shade here. I'm gonna put that on the outer corner just to darken it up. And I'm gonna press it in first. I'm gonna pull it across the crease area too. Just what's left on my brush. And then kind of blend out the edge. So it blends into that hazelnut color seamlessly. I'm just going to continue building up that pigment just a little bit more, just because I want it nice and dark on the outer corner. So the event tonight is with Youth to the People. If you don't know Youth to the People, it's a skincare brand. They invited me for the launch of a new product, so that's exciting. And what I'm wearing is, you'll see it at the end of the video, this jacket that's patterned, and the pattern has like a grayish brown and a cream and a blue in it, and the blue is like a lighter pastel-y kind of blue. So that's all together in the pattern. It will make sense when you see it. And then underneath that, what I'm wearing is a white polo shirt that has like a, I don't know how you say it, please? I'm not sure how to say it. But it's like a short sleeve polo shirt, and it's like a just slightly off-white color. And then I'm gonna wear some jeans. But the color palette for my eyeshadow tonight is like brown and baby blue, because that is kind of what's in the jacket. And I feel like it would be a cute coordination on my eyes as well. So yeah. I want a warmer brown like in this part of the crease here, but it needs to be dark enough that it will add some definition. So I'm just using a bit of bronzer. This is Beijing Gal from Fenty Beauty. She's very well loved. I used it for a very long time. Obviously I could just leave it like this. This looks really nice too. I love color on the eyes, so I'm gonna add some color. I also love pastel blue and brown together. It's one of my favorite color combinations. That's part of the reason why I like this jacket so much. But yeah, I'm gonna add the blue on my eyes. I'm gonna take some of this blue here and this blue and mix them together. I'm gonna just pack it on. I'm gonna tap off some of the excess so it's not all over my face, but I feel like it needs a little bit more oomph, You know what I mean? Hold on. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Lime Crime shadow stick. I think the color might be called OMG. It's like a pastel blue color. Put that over top. Trying not to get it in the lashes because this will be hard to get out. I'm just gonna blend the edges and use that fluffy brush to just blend the edges together. Now I'm gonna go back to those two blue shadows and pack it on. I think that's way better. Blend these two together at the edge here. Yeah, I really like that. So I'm just gonna do the other eye and I will be right back. Now that both eyes have that lovely blue shade on, I'm going back to the palette and I'm gonna use this silver here. And I just wanna pop that right on my inner corner. Just for a little something on the inner corner. Now I just want to deepen the outer corner a little bit more, just right at the lash line. So I'm going to take this Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I'm going to use the black. I just really like this black eyeshadow, it's really good. I'm kind of stamping that into the lash line on the outer corner. And I am bringing it up slightly too. And then I'm going back with that fluffy eyeshadow brush from earlier with the brown, and I'm just buffing that out. And then with what's left on the brush, I'm pulling it out a little bit into like a wing shape. You won't really see this, but I'm not actually adding any depth or any shadow there. I'm just sort of pulling what's left and blending it out this way, just for a slightly winged effect. Slightly. But I'm mostly keeping it rounded. This is actually only like my second time doing a proper eyeshadow look with lash extensions on. And for the people that always have them on and wear eyeshadow, like, kudos to you, because this is not easy. It's not what I'm used to, and it's not easy. That's talent. That is talent. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my eyes there for now and move on to my skin. I think the eyes look really, really cute. I love them. Anyway, moving on. For primer, I've been actually using this religiously. It works for me. I love it. The Milk Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. I just really like it. And I mostly put it like at the sides of my nose and then into my cheeks. And then with what's left, I bring it onto the bridge of my nose and sort of the perimeter of my face. My oiliest part is like right here. I'm gonna get quite red from rubbing, so just don't be worried. And then whatever is left on my fingers is going on my forehead, which I don't mind if my forehead gets kind of oily because it's really easy to repowder. The rest of my face, when it gets oily, like repowdering it, you have to be careful. For foundation, I'm using the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. This is too dark and too yellow for me, so I mixed a blue foundation mixer from LA Girl in with it. This is the kind of color that it is. Usually when I do this, it works fine. So here we go. It all balances out with concealer and bronzer and blush, like. The color looks okay. It looks a bit dark still, but like I said, I think it's gonna balance out with concealer. Let's move on to that. I have been reaching for these consistently for a couple months now. This is the Milk Future Fluid Concealer. It's just a great formula. It works really well and it looks really good and it wears really well. I'm going to use the shades 11C and 14N. Yes, I'm going to use both. I'm just going to kind of mix them together. I'm going to start with concealer actually along my chin. I have some breakouts, and also I always do this when my foundation isn't like a perfect match, because I find that having some lighter concealer like across my jaw here makes it so that it's not so obvious of a shade difference between my jaw and my neck. But that's one of those things, I don't know if anyone's really paying attention to it or if it's just me. And then with my foundation brush, I press it into my chin, but then this is where I like bring it up my jaw here. I've done the same thing with my under eye concealer. I've just kind of layered both the colors together, and now I'm just going to blend them out. And you can see now, in me pulling that eyeshadow out, now that how I've applied my concealer, it kind of emphasizes that. So now it looks like I intentionally winged it out, which I guess I did. If you've watched my last videos, like getting ready for like different events and stuff, I did one for Beyonce, like the Beyonce concert in the summer. A couple events ago for You to the People, I did one as well. And then I did one for an event that I was DJing at. I feel like in all my Get Ready With Me's, I'm always like so chaotic and so nervous, and there's something that I'm like really excited or anxious or nervous about. And today, I just feel like kind of relaxed And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that just means that I've gotten better at doing this events thing alone. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like kind of ready to do this, you know? It's hard, like going to influencer events by yourself. Hopefully that changes this year and I get more +1s and I get more opportunities to bring people with me. But it can be hard, like it's nerve-wracking, and influencers are like, can be very intimidating in real life. So walking into a room full of like content creators and influencers is like, it's a lot, as you could probably imagine. So I get a little nervous, but today I just feel like I know what I'm wearing, I know what my makeup's looking like, it looks good so far, I'm on time. There's really nothing for me to like lose my mind about. So this is like a more chill version of a get ready with me where I'm actually just focused on doing my makeup as nicely as I can. So that's nice for a change, you know? For bronzer, I'm gonna use this Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Sculpting Palette. So it's like these 12 cream colors. I typically use this one and a little bit of this one. I kind of want it to be like similar to the wing, but obviously if I did a completely parallel line, it would actually like go into my under eye, and that's not what I'm aiming for. I'm doing a line that's like similar, still high on the cheekbone, but I'll still be able to blend it out and it won't get in the way. Just gonna put a little bit of that on my nose too, and above my brow. We love bronzer in this house. I'm giving that a blend. I'm not super particular about how I blend out my bronzer. Unless I put it low, I like to blend it up, but because I placed it high on my cheekbone, I feel like I can just bounce the brush right along the top of it, and it just diffuses the color. Just like bouncing right over top. And it's okay that these two lines are gonna intersect up here, because naturally the perimeter of the face is gonna have like that bronzy color. As this fades out into the bronzer, they just kind of overlap and like, it looks good, so I let it happen. I almost don't want to say it, but I am going to say it. I just hope that I get back on this and stick to it, because I used to really love making YouTube videos and like, I just don't know what happened. I don't know what ever happens. I just feel like I let other things get in the way, but this year I really want to make it a priority. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to, because every other video I'm like, I'm getting back on the horse, I'll see you soon, I'll be back, and like, I just don't. So if I don't this time, it's not the end of the world, but I really want to. I really hope that I do. And I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do a pink cheek because I feel that pink and blue is a nice color combination, especially with like brown and black. This is Blush from Made by Mitchell. We use the colors Posy Rosy and Sweet Cheeks. And I'm blending that in by just tapping. And I realize that this is quite close to my under eye, but in a second I'm gonna show you how I deal with that. It's kind of blended out to where I want it, except for this line here. Because this brush is cut on an angle, it's kind of like a rounded angle, but there's a point over here on this side. I'm just gonna flip the brush over and blend it into my under eye. Just like that. And you can bring it up as high as you want, like literally into your under eye if you want. I like to do that. Now I'm just putting some on my nose. If it's a little intense, which I feel like this is, I'm just gonna take my concealer brush and just blend out the areas in the center of my face where I feel like maybe there's a bit too much color. Now I'm gonna set my under eye. Well, I'm gonna set my whole face, but I'm gonna start with my under eye. I'm gonna use some of this powder. This is from One Size. This is Ultra Pink. I've been using this on my under eyes for probably 3 months now. I literally love it. I love it. It's perfect. There's nothing I would change about it. I love the formula of this powder. I was using the regular translucent before. Let me put it on while I talk. I'm just gonna blend out any creases under my eye. And I already have my powder puff loaded up here. And I'm gonna look up and set that right away. Anyway, what I was saying is that I was using the regular translucent color and I loved it. It was like one of my favorite powders for my under eye. It fills in pores and texture so nicely. And then when I saw people talking about this Ultra Pink, I was like, that looks like very pink. That doesn't look like an under eye powder to me. Like that looks like borderline blush. And then I tried it and it's perfect. It's soft, it's pink enough, and because I blended my blush into my under eye, it softens the difference between my skin tone and the blush. So it makes everything look really seamless and smooth. I love it. I truly love it. It's such a nice powder. For the rest of my face, I use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. This is the color Light Medium. Just on a bigger puff. I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. I use quite a bit of powder. That's because not only do I have oily skin, I also have very textured skin. So I find that using like a loose powder like this, it helps to fill in any texture and make my skin look smoother. And it adds a little bit of coverage, which is always nice if you're like trying to make everything all nice and even. I really like the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder, it's really good. Now while there's a bit of loose powder under my eyes, I'm gonna finish up my lower lash line. And I'm not gonna do anything super fancy. I just wanna take a little bit of the dark brown in this palette here. I'm just gonna add some definition to my lower lash line. On the outer corner here, I just want the two to meet and overlap. And so I'm just taking the fluffy brush from the beginning and softening that so that you can see the definition on my lower lash line, but it's not like stark. It's a little bit softer and it's blended into the upper lash line. A little bit more of that silver that I put on the inner corner. Firstly, I just want to touch up the inner corner because it got kind of lost. But aside from that, I'm going to pull it across the lower lash line, just so that it meets that dark brown shadow. But this will just look nice when it catches the light. And that's the eyes done. Just a couple more steps on skin and then that'll be done too. Now I'm going to add a bit of powder bronzer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. I know earlier I said I love the Fenty Beauty one and I was using that forever. But when I started using this, it changed everything. This is just the smoothest bronzer I've ever used and I love it so much. I can't put this down. And I'm probably gonna finish this. I'm gonna get to the very edges of the pan because I love it. Anyway, great bronzer if you're looking for a new one. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. It's really, really good. I'm just gonna put that over top of where we put the cream one. But this is on a fluffy, bigger brush. It's gonna be more diffused and less concentrated in one area. And I'm using circular motions to just really softly apply that. And then I'm putting that above my brow too. Basically anywhere that I put the cream bronzer, I want to just intensify it. And down my nose too. Now I'm going to take some of this Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, which is another one of my absolute favorites from Charlotte Tilbury. Look at how much I love it. Look at how much I love this. I love this powder. It's amazing. It's just so expensive. But it's really, really, really nice. And yes, I bought this with my own money. Not all of this, but this one I did. Actually, most of what I used today I didn't spend my money on. But this powder, I did. And I need you to know, because it's very expensive. Anyway, I'm going to take some of this on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dust away that powder under my eyes and anywhere else where I left it. But I find doing this with the Charlotte Tilbury powder on the brush that you dust away with, it just smooths everything out as you're going along. Sometimes when you brush the powder away, it can just look, well, it just looks like powdered skin. Like, it looks powdery. But with this Airbrush Flawless Finish powder on the brush, I swear it like adds smoothness. I don't know how it works. I guess it's just powder, but it like really makes me look so smooth. I love it. I just love powder, okay? I can't do my makeup without it. I love it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Good stuff. Good stuff. Next, I'm gonna bring a little bit of life back to my mustache because it's very dusty. It is very, very powdered. It's looking a bit gray and I want it to be nice and dark, like my hair. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel in Ebony. And this is just like a comb through gel, but I use it for my mustache because it's just amazing. It's basically like putting mascara on my mustache, but it's a better color and it's like waterproof and smudge proof. I don't know if you can see a difference, but I certainly can. We're adding some like thickness to each hair by coating it with something, just like how mascara works. But that with the added depth that it gives my mustache, I feel like Mario. Not the makeup artist. The one that wears overalls and a red hat, I think. That Mario. That's who I feel like. Again, this is just one of those things that I can't do my makeup without because I feel that my face doesn't look finished if my mustache isn't like brought back to life, like revived. We just gave my mustache CPR. It's alive again. Next and last for my skin is setting spray. Charlotte Tilbury Team Airbrush. This stuff is so good. This is the setting spray, so Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and this just seals my makeup. I love it. If you've tried this, you know it's really great. If you like long wear and if you are oily and if your makeup doesn't last normally, this is fantastic stuff. I added a couple of like little beauty marks, like I always do. I took the dusties out of my lashes as well because there was a lot of eyeshadow on them. So just with like a wet spoolie, I just comb through them so that they don't look like there's eyeshadow in them. Now I'm gonna do my lips. So I'm gonna start with Refi lip liner in the color Fawn. I love this lip liner, it's beautiful. I'm also going to use the sealer because it makes this lip liner last literally forever. Just for a little bit of extra definition at the Cupid's bow, I'm going to use Limitless Brown from Make Up Forever. Then I'm going to finish with this Milk Lip Oil Gloss in the color Soul Search. Okay, so that completes tonight's makeup look. So I'm like all ready from the neck up. But basically I just need to get dressed and then I'm gonna head out the door. Okay, so here's what I'm wearing. I'll do a little 360 for you. Also, I'm filming this part on my phone because I couldn't get the angle right with my camera and I didn't have enough space, so I'm in my bedroom. Anyway, it doesn't matter, as long as you can see what I'm wearing. My jeans, this white top, and this jacket are actually all from Abercrombie & Fitch. I wouldn't normally wear like an outfit by all one brand, but I've been really into their clothes. They carry stuff in a size that fits me nicely, and I think it's really cute, and I haven't been disappointed, so that's great. Anyway, moving on. The shoes are Margiela Tabbies. I wear these all the time. If you've watched me for a while, you've probably seen me wear the heck out of these, but they're my favorite shoes, so why not? My rings, earrings, necklaces, those are all just like my normal jewelry. I'm not carrying a handbag tonight because I want to be hands-free. I'll just have my phone in my hand, my wallet somewhere on me, maybe like a powder and a gloss, but like that's it. I'm just gonna be bag-free, and I'm actually looking forward to that. I really like this outfit. I think it's so, so cute. I will link all the makeup I used in the description below. I will also link my outfit. Anyway, that completes the video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of the video. That's amazing. This has been fun. Anyway, take care, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.